what's up, guys? Well, this is King Gio, and I'm going to tell you a brief story of my son's testicular cancer and his recovery, and what was his symptoms. And he doesn't go on because he doesn't speak as well, and he gets shy. But I'm going to tell you what happened. So he one day left. He was working, called my wife and said that he had pain. They take him to the emergency room, and the emergency room said that he had a mass in his testicles, and they needed to go to a urologist. Within that week, we went to the urologist, and the urologist said that it could be testicular cancer. We wouldn't know yet until the cancer. I mean, the testy has been removed. The only way they can find out if it's cancer, if it's the testes is removed. That's the only way. But while we were waiting for the operation, my son had gotten all of a sudden he got a back sharp pain. I mean, in his lower back. He's never been. He cried. He was crying. We had to take him. We took him to the emergency room, and I gave him an oxy before, but that didn't work, and I'll tell you why. And we took him to the emergency room, and we told the emergency room that he just came back from the oncologist. They told him that he had cancer, and he had severe back pain. So they tested him. They gave him medication. His back pain went away. While we were there, they gave him. They prescribed him 5 milligrams of oxycodone that he had to take every 4 hours. And one of the nurses there said, in order for you to maintain the pain is to get ahead of it, meaning that if the minute that you feel pain, you take your medication. Don't let the pain get ahead of you, because if the pain gets ahead of you, then it's hard to maintain. And then the medication what it's doing is catching up. So the doctor, once you get your pain medication, and your doctor says it's every 4 hours, take it every 4 hours, even if you don't feel the pain. Take it, because that will alleviate your pain substantially. So when we went to the oncologist, they said that it was cancer. The oncologist, not the oncologist, the urologist, and then they sent us to an oncologist, and the oncologist said that his testicular cancer had metastasized to his lymph nodes in the stomach. So what they did was they gave him a regimen of 3 BEPs 3 times. So that means that for 9 weeks you would do 5 chemos, right? They give you Saturday and Sunday off, and then Monday you would do 1, which that Monday would be basically bleomycin. Bleomycin is bad, but okay. So that's what we did. So the first therapy that we did with bleomycin, everything was good. No fever. The 5 times, no fever. No nothing. And they give you medications for nausea. My son didn't get no symptoms at all from the medication, from the chemo, none at all. Just that nausea. And then 2 weeks later, when we did the 1 chemo, which was for the bleomycin, which was for Monday, we did the bleomycin. That was a 20-minute thing. We went down to the Subway. We bought Subway. When we got home, he started shivering. Got a fever of 103. So we took him to the hospital, and he had a fever, and they said he was nephrotic. And it's a nephrotic fever, and he had no white blood cells at all. So we had to transfer him to his main doctor in Chapel Hill. And then there they kept him there for 3 days. until his white blood cells went a little bit up. It was just, when you get those fevers like that after chemo, it could be you got infected somewhere, or it's the reaction of that chemo. You can get affected from anywhere touching someone. Someone touched you dead, on your spot. It could be anything, or it could just be the reaction of the chemo itself. So his blood culture came out negative. He had no growth, because if you have growth in the blood culture, they know what kind of infection you're dealing with. So everything came out good. We went home. His magnesium was a little bit low, so they gave him some medication. They gave him some Equisys for blood thinner, magnesium, Eliquis for magnesium for blood thinner, and then everything went fine from there. His hands were this white. He's dark skinned. He's darker than me, way darker than me, but his hands got darker because of the blyamation. And then that's all. He got very tired. But the one thing he got an appetite. Most people lose that weight. Most people lose that appetite. No, he gained appetite. He was eating everything in sight. He even gained weight. He was losing his hair, so he cut that off. But as far as symptoms, something like that, he didn't get any. He didn't get sick. He didn't get. Hasn't to this day. He finishes chemo in the end of September. No neuropathy, no nothing. His tumor markers went down. His markers went down, so he'll go back in January. But post chemo, is nothing that he had gotten. That like you say, no neuropathy, no pain, a little bit fatigue. He still gets a little bit of fatigue, but that takes time. His hair is coming out. He's scared because he had curly hair, and he read somewhere where the hair changes, it came out straight. He goes, I don't want to be straight. I got black skin, Dad. How am I going to look? Black guy with soft hair. So I tease him about that. But at the beginning, it was overwhelming because he was scared of what might happen to him. He thought he was going to die. I told him he's never going to die. I explained to him what is testicular cancer. I explained to him, what is the survival rate. The good thing is that they caught it early. And, changes in his lifestyle that he has to maintain while after his chemo. He went to his doctor. He said, I was going to stop, but my dad convinced me not to. He said that I'm his hero. So stuff like that, So the bond of the family, my wife and I, the family bond was good. So that kept us together, It's not easy, The good thing was that I would suggest, if you guys are, for people whose chemotherapy is far, you have to drive far away, ask one of the social workers with either your Medicaid, if you have Medicaid, or if you have private insurance, if they will put you up in a hotel. For those, if you're doing the BP that my son did, if you're doing the regimen that my son did, so you could be closer to him in the time. And Medicaid usually approves it. Private insurance may also approve it too. Because some places do have a specific place. Like where I was in Chapel Hill, and it's called Secu House, SECU, and those are specifically for people with cancer who don't have the ability to travel far. So you have people from Georgia, you have people from Upper North Carolina, you have people from Virginia, people from all over the country that will come there and stay there, and it's beautiful. It's like a Halfway House. You ever been to a Halfway House? But it's a house. It has this big living room where you can sit there. It has a huge kitchen which you could cook in the kitchen. You can bring your own food. You can cook your own food. They have several refrigerators that is for guests that you cannot touch, or they have a refrigerator that it's for you that other people cannot touch, or there's another refrigerator that's for everybody that you could bring some stuff so people can share. You can bring eggs, which is highly recommended that you do donate and you give forward to these people, because they do go by donations. And it was just it was overwhelming. But the being afraid part, that's normal. From what I've seen with my son, it's normal. And You just gotta, you have to stay strong because my son is 21 years old, and he's like, I can't take this anymore. I'm like, well, I said, yo, his name is Jesus. I say, Jesus, you're only 21 years old. You know, this is part of life. You know, something that some of us go through. You're gonna get through this. You know, you got your mom and me. You know, you got your brother at home, your sister, so you don't have to worry about it. You got us all, man. You know, we're superheroes, bro. You know, so that, you know, that kept him motivated. And then after a while, you know, while he was watching TV, he just didn't watch TV at all. He would just come home from the chemo. When we were staying at the secu house, he would just go in and just take a shower and just go to bed, eat, and then go to bed, and not wake up to the following morning. He would sleep 12 hours a day. It's very important that you do drink a lot of liquid, that you drink a lot of Gatorade. That's very important. The Gatorade is very important. It's very important that the liquid is important because you want to take out as much of the chemo as you can out of your body. So that's very important. And have a positive attitude. Have a positive attitude. You know, always. I'm gonna show you him right there. Hey, Susie, come here. That's him right there. Tell the people, how did you feel about your chemotherapy?
It was hard.
How hard was it? What was the hardest part?
I mean, not wanting to give up, because you know it gets hard, and then when you're like vomiting and stuff and you feel so sick, you don't want to get up out your bed, and you gotta keep moving and keep your body energized. Chemo takes away your energy, so it's hard to like focus on walking, doing exercise. It gets difficult. Also, it gets frustrating when you like start walking and you don't got no energy. You don't feel like doing nothing. I think that's the hardest part.
But through the whole entire process of chemo, how did you feel as far, you know, your personal view? How did you feel, you know, and I know you got tired and stuff like that, but when you got the chemo, after you got the chemo, what did you feel after that?
I kind of felt depressed because I lost my hair, and I also lost my job. Also, I feel like you lose a lot of chances, like a lot of opportunities you could do when you didn't have cancer. Also, thinking about having cancer and not having, like, it's something you're gonna have for life. Well, it's not something you're gonna have for life, but something you gotta be aware of. If you're cancer free, you still gotta keep a good diet and stay healthy. I would say, yeah, just thinking about, oh, I got cancer and I gotta do everything in my power to not let it grow or happen again.
And after the cancer, now that you've gone through the chemotherapy and you've been a month without chemo, how do you feel?
Now I feel good. I'm getting my energy back, and I'm working. So I'll say I'm feeling good right now. Better than before when I had all the pain and stuff.
Okay. And there you go. That's what you hear. So that's the one that went through the chemotherapy. And then when you know, as a parent, my wife struggled, and like you said, you get depressed and stuff like that. So that's what I came into, and I started talking to him about the depression, not to get depressed and stuff like that. And that's it. So you guys have any questions about the testicular cancer? And you got to remember also, you got to keep a positive mind. That's very important. Very, very important. Remember, there's a 93% success rate on this. 93%, and that is awesome. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do so.